chair, Pumpernickel. Here you are, sir. I think you'll find that to your liking, straight from the wood.
Mind, that's it. You'll have to be driving.
1 minute, Sam. How far?
Nothing.
That's a fair day's drive, even with the motorway.
How much further is Whittington?
10 miles over the moor, sir. If I were you, I wouldn't stop long. There's a storm coming up, and it's a tricky road.
I told him not to stop at all.
Yes, I shouldn't stop more than you need.
Yes, well, let's sit down on something that's delightful looking out.
A darling, a rocking chair. I must try it.
Don't sit in that, madam.
Why not? No, don't sit in that chair.
If you wouldn't mind observing the local custom, madam.
What a pity. I want to buy a chair just like that.
Oh, I don't think this one's like that chair, madam. It's full of worms.
Oh, it's not safe to sit on then?
No, sir, it's not safe.
Why do you think it is?
As I said, it's a kind of local custom.
Look, look. The storm's broken. Now we'll have to stay here.
I think this will make it to go. Yes, can you hurry up, sir?
No, I'm afraid my wife's terrified of thunderstorms, especially at night. We'll just have to enjoy your hospitality for a bit.
Perhaps you'd like to go into the stud then?
No, I feel safer here, by the fire.
How many times do you get to have a fire?
It gets chilly up here, sir.
Come on, my Randall.
You might feel safer out in the storm than you would here.
What do you mean?
I think I have to tell Mr. Coxworth. I'd rather lay wet.
I just can't stand from this spot.
Well, if you stay, don't blame me if you drops down dead with the fire.
What do you mean?
It's the chair, you see.
The chair?
Come 9 o'clock, it'll rock itself.
Rock itself?
Just slowly at first. And I'll still tonight and go away. Rock violently, and rock violently. And then,
Then what?
That's the part that made you a good lady with sheep, brow, and more, and so on.
I don't think I want to hear.
Tell us.
It's the lobster coming from the rocking chair. We've had it 3 times, and each time it turns your blood colder than living in real oven time. The room do go cold as well.
You're pulling our legs.
I wish to God I was.
Why don't we get rid of the chair then?
That's Harry's chair. You couldn't get rid of Harry's chair.
You could not.
No, we couldn't. Damn, here's someone else. What's the door? Quick, I must be Alison.
What's a night? Double scotch. And yours, darling. Bottom up, please. And a bottom up. Well, isn't anyone going to talk then? Thought you're supposed to be friendly in these parts.
It's 5 to 9.
So what?
They've just told us a strange tale. They say that chair will rock by itself around 9 o'clock.
That's a good one. And how's Bunny Mountain? Let's see if it can rock me then.
Don't you dare sit in that chair. No one's sat in our chair since Harry died.
When? Last night? Don't leave me, Dora.
But 3 years ago, this very night.
There were just the 5 of us here. And Harry. We were telling jokes, and I came up with the one about the Irishman and the 3 pegs. Well, I never mean seen a man laugh so. He just rocked backward and forward till his whole body shook. And then he slumped back, dead.
So, laugh was on him then.
No one cared to sit in that chair after that. 1 year later, that chair started as the last strokes of night had died away to rock itself. And we heard Harry's laugh.
What a load of nonsense. Malcolm.
I think you'd better leave us, sir.
No fear, I'm going to stay and watch all of your faces with my captains. I can't bear the waiting.
No, it's the supper.
No, I want to be here with the rest of you. Malcolm!
The chair's collapsed. You all right?
Of course I'm alright. I've proved it's a trick sometimes. And I can see the speaker behind the bar.
I order you out of my inn at once.
You're just after the tourist trade. I heard about your chair and I came to urge you to sit in it. Tonight you dismantle electronics to control it. Good night.
Oh, Harry, you won't like that.
No, we won't. I think I'll better take your wife upstairs and lie down to her. She looks white. Why did we ever leave back there? Oh dear.
Perhaps we could mend the chair.
Old Harry might not want you as a parent.
Perhaps he might not.
Just leave the pieces where they lie. I'll have that part of the bar closed.
I took to her, sir. I suggest you both stay here for the night.
Yes. I think we'll do that. Let's have double whiskies all round.
Thank you. I didn't do that.
Yes, thank you.
Ego. What's up?
All right, on the thing, small. A young man's just been struck by lightning outside your door as I drove by.
My God.
There's a girl with him, but she seems okay. Apart from severe shock, I'll bring her in, but she won't leave him.
Well, I wouldn't have thought old Harry would do that.
What's he talking about? That young man sat in Harry's chair.
You're drunk, the lot of you, give him fun.
But we're not drunk, officer. I saw it.
Animals, please. There's a tin.
Welcome, one and all, to Whodunit. We have rounded up the usual suspects and feel it's only fair that you get to see an ID grade for all defendants. So, here they are. Professor C. Lever. Age, 38. Height, 5'10". Eyes, brown. Hair, dark brown. Background, inventor, professor, and explorer. Lever is all of these, and continues his quest for knowledge and innovation. In more recent times, Lord Gossagossagosh has provided financial backing for the professor's projects. Lady Shippe. Age, 41. Height, 5'4". Eyes, brown. Hair, dark brown. Background. Lady Shippe is a socialite and a terrible gossip. Lady Shippe once courted Lord Gossagossagosh, but was never truly devoted to him. She saw him as her ticket to remain at the top of the social ladder after her husband, Lord Shippe, died and left her in terrible debt due to his gambling habit. Major Windbag. Age, 67. Height, 6'2". Eyes, hazel. Hair, grey. Major Windbag is a regular at the local gun club, and this is how he met Lord Gossagossagosh. There has always been an element of rivalry between them, and the need to get the better of each other. Windbag is famous for his elaborate tall tales, something his lordship finds rather amusing. Frau Pumpernickel. Age, 62. Height, 5'8". Eyes, blue. Hair, white. Background. Frau Pumpernickel has been the cook and house 20 years. She came to England to find out why her husband was captured and executed for being a German spy. She's very friendly with Parson Snow, the local clergyman. She's stern and very matronly. But Lord Gottalotodosh maintains that he would be rather lost without her. Parson Snows, age 48, height 5'11", eyes brown, hair light brown, background a central character in the village. Parson Snow spends much of his time attending to community affairs. He is a quiet man with strong beliefs and opinions. He is good friends with Frau Pumpernickel. However, her new play, in which she has her first starring role, has hit difficulties. A bad review in a major newspaper following the opening night has damaged her, and the play may have to close. Off stage, she's Lord Gottalotodosh's current female companion team here. A peaceful evening in the Gottalotodosh mansion is shattered by a scream. Major Windbag, Parson Snows, Ladyship, and Professor Senior rush from the lounge to see what the commotion is. Frau Pumpernickel enters from the direction of the kitchen. They see Mr. Mina standing near the entrance to the cellar stairs, pointing at the figure that lies across them.
Let me through. It's Lord Gottalotodosh, and I think he's been murdered. Frau Pumpernickel, bring me a tablecloth and call the police. We must protect the crime scene until they arrive.
Well, there is no one else in the mansion, so this can only mean one thing. We have a murderer among us.
Surely not.
He's right, it had to be one of us.
But who?
The police are on the way.
Well, I don't want to sit around and wait for the murderer to escape or try again, so why don't we retrace the events after dinner and see if we can unmask the murderer for ourselves?
So, my friends, welcome to Whodunit. As the guests are determined to unmask the killer before the police arrive, I think it only wise that we do the same. And I am here to help. On the table in front of you, you should find an exact copy of the layout that I have here. Now, before we begin, I think we should run through where we should find each of the murder weapons. I suggest that you take these down, as they may come in useful later. The revolver is actually on Major Windbag in his holster. The revolver is in Major Windbag's holster. Then we should find the candlestick in the lounge on the table. The dagger is in the hallway. The rope is in the conservatory. The lead of piping and the spanner should be found in the kitchen. I can also give you hints, and I can tell you this: only the murderer lied. So any fact backed up by another person has to be true.
They were all in the lounge when everybody was discussing, except Frau Pumpernickel and Mr. Mina, who were on their way here.
Actually, Parson Snows wasn't in the lounge when I arrived at 9:20. He arrived a few minutes later, and when he did arrive, he was carrying that dagger.
When I realised I would be alone in the lounge for some time, I decided to go and talk to Frau Pumpernickel in the kitchen. However, I could not find her, so I returned to the hall and retrieved some mail. The dagger, or rather the letter opener, was to open that mail when I returned to the lounge.
Yeah, I was not in the kitchen. I was in the conservatory watering my prize orchids at the time.
On my way back via the hall, I overheard Lady Shippe and Mr. Mina arguing in the ballroom. We should understand why.
It's just a petty squabble. It's not important.
So Mr. Mina seems very reluctant to discuss the petty squabble she had with Ladyship after dinner. Luckily for you, I have managed to obtain video security tapes from around the mansion detailing the sequence of events. I think we should take a look at tape number 1. But just before we do so, try and remember which potential weapons are in which rooms.
Something wrong, Mr. Mina? You don't look your usual composed, sultry self this evening?
You know exactly what's wrong with me, you evil witch. Your review has ruined the sales of my play, and as a result, my next film role has been cut. It would have been my biggest break ever.
The play was awful, and your performance, as I said in my review, merely mediocre. His lordship may have fallen for your pantomime, but you're no actress.
This has nothing to do with my ability as an actress. You're jealous. Jealous of my love affair with Lord Gottelottadosh.
You may be right. Everything was fine until you came onto the scene. His lordship and I were happy.
Wrong. You were happy. You'll never love him like I do. You were after his money. When Lordship died, he left you in such terrible debt that your whole existence as a socialite was threatened. And what would the ladies at the bridge club say? I mean, if you had to withdraw from society because you were poor, you were only after the money and the lifestyle his lordship could provide for you.
You little minx, how dare you? After all, that dreadful little play of yours would not have got off the ground if it weren't for his lordship's generous offer to fund it. So who's the money grabber now?
You're lying. I would have known if you were funding my play.
Wrong. His lordship is very private about who he discusses his finances with. Only his closest friends are party to such information. Anyway, what I came to tell you was that I'll be advising his lordship to withdraw his funding. Following my review and the sudden drop in ticket sales, I should hardly think he'd find it a very sound investment. I'm on my way to his study to do just that. And that will be the end of your pathetic play and your puny career. And then maybe his lordship will see you for what you really are.
I must do something to stop that wretched woman. Oh, I don't know. I need a drink.
Yes, definitely interesting, would you not say? I think it's time we started to piece together the guest movements within the house during the course of the evening. If we look at our layout, we can see that the arguments took place in the ballroom, and that Ladyship exited the ballroom via the main doors. But how did Mr. Mina exit the room? Remember, Parson Snows was in the hallway outside when he overheard an argument. Do you recall where he was going?
As I said, it was just a petty struggle. Don't you think it's more important that we concentrate on Lord Gottelottadosh and who saw him last? I saw him enter the billiard room directly after dinner with the Major.
Yes, I heard his lordship and the Major here arguing in the billiard room.
Yet another disagreement. Time for tape number 2. Just a hint, but watch closely in case people leave things behind.
Hard luck, old chap! You weren't concentrating hard enough. Too easily distracted, that's your problem.
No, you're right. There are other things on my mind this evening, Major. Or should that be Private Smith?
What?
Ah, yes, your secret's out, my good man. Whilst helping old Frau Pumpernickel discover the truth about her husband, I stumbled across some old army records. It seems you've been lying about your identity for some time.
I don't know what you mean.
I think you do. After returning home from the war, you assumed the identity of another man. One Major Windbag, missing presumed dead since 1914. He was your commanding officer when you joined the army. And thanks to a series of war blunders and the fortunate fact that this man had no living relatives, you've been able to assume his identity and enjoy his attention.
This is preposterous.
I have proof, you know, even photographs of you and the Major would not have been more different if you tried.
And what do you intend to do with this newfound? Knowledge.
Why, my good man? Blackmail you, of course.
Wrong. So, Major Windbag is a fraud. Now, does he strike you as the kind of fellow who'd allow himself to be blackmailed? Did you notice which way his lordship and the Major exited the billiard room? Who overheard the argument? And where was Windbag's service revolver?
Yes, I heard them arguing, and it turns out that the Major here is not a Major at all. What have you just said to yourself, Windbag? And where is your service revolver?
Oh, it's true, I admit it. But I would rather be unmasked to give it to blackmail. As for my service revolver, it must be the billiard room. Yes, it dug into my side when I was trying to play, so I put it down and did not pick it up again. On my way back to the lounge, I passed the library, where I heard you, Professor, arguing with his lordship.
They are all at it, are they not? It seems his lordship upset quite a few people for his rather untimely demise. Roll tape number 3.
After a book to help you with your next discovery, Professor. I do hope so. We make a good team, do we not?
Team? There is no team, you double-crossing thief. Thought I wouldn't find out, did you? Well, I know everything.
Calm down, dear chap. What on earth are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You stole my invention, took all the credit, and pocketed the money.
Well, let's just call out an interest payment, shall we? Some well-earned return for all that funding I've given you in the past for your little projects.
I've always paid my way. I owe you nothing. I swear you'll pay for what you've done.
Your pay. A little strong, don't you think? Remember who left the room and where they were headed.
So, Professor, what did you mean about making Lord Gotalotos pay for what he had done, hmm?
Yes, but I meant in money and truth. I can't afford to lose that kind of capital, nor can I allow others to take credit for my work. I was going to his lordship's study to retrieve the documents to prove to everyone that it was not his work. I never found the documents, but I did find out that someone else has a much stronger motive to kill his lordship.
Who?
Frau Pumpernickel. Whilst in the study looking for the documents, I came across a letter describing a change to his lordship's will. It would come into effect as soon as he signed and would leave Pumpernickel with nothing.
So, Frau Pumpernickel, not satisfied with your employment alone, maybe you're plotting with your friend, Parson Snows.
He did nothing of the sort. After dinner, I went to the conservatory to water my plants, as I have already said. Then I went to the library to gather some information on my plants. And then went to the kitchen to fetch the coffees. I was on my way to the lounge when I heard Miss Belinda scream.
So why did Lord Gotalotos want you written out of his will?
It's all right, Frau Pumpernickel. I will explain. His lordship has been helping Frau Pumpernickel discover why her husband was executed during the war and accused of being a German spy. It emerges that Herr Pumpernickel was a spy and was responsible for the death of many English soldiers. His lordship wanted revenge, and this was the only way he knew how. Anyway, ladyship, your argument with Mr. Mina is very interesting. You see, I overheard you as I left the kitchen with the hall. I did not realize how jealous you were over her relationship with his lordship. I heard you say you were going to see him straight away.
Yes, I was upset, but his lordship was not in his study. However, whilst I was there, I saw threatening letters on the desk from you, Parson Snows, to his lordship.
I admit it. I sent threatening letters to Lord Gotalotos protesting against his plans to develop the land next to the church. The church was supposed to have those lands if any buildings would spoil its sign.
I'm glad you give your reasons, for I did not discover the reasons behind your letters. As I left, I knocked the desk lamp over on the floor, plunging the room into darkness.
We don't seem to be getting any closer to finding out who the murderer is. I suggest we check the body again for clues.
He's right. They don't seem to be getting anywhere fast. A youth. Just a tip. But try and remember Who said what so far? And where they were when they said it?
It appears that the cause of death was a heavy impact to the head. I cannot tell any more without disturbing the body, and that we must not do until the police arrive.
So, that leaves the spanner and the lead piping which are in the kitchen. Let us investigate that.
Now is a good time to think about the murder weapon. If a blow to the head killed his lordship, then what could have been used to commit the crime? Try and recall where each weapon is.
Oh, look at this! All of the ornaments have been disturbed in some parts of the hall near the stairs. I arranged them just yesterday. I think his lordship could not avoid obvious injuries. So by the look of these, it would seem he come from the west side of the house.
Look, lead piping and the spanner about here, and the floor's all wet.
What is that all over the floor? It's piercing water, but it's coloured with something.
The only person that has been in the kitchen is Frau Pumpernickel. Why are these implements in here?
This spanner and lead piping were here to fix the leak in the sink. When I entered to get the coffee, this water was all over the floor. It is why my shoes are wet.
Wait. The water seems to be seeping into a crack at the bottom of the wall.
That would be one of the secret passageways. There are two of them in the house, and each one runs between the rooms in the opposite corners of the mansion. Anyone that has stayed here for some time will know.
I think this is a good place to freeze frame, don't you? There are a few things that just don't add up. I'll not say too much, don't want to give the game away, you know. But think carefully about what you just witnessed in the kitchen.
We have now retraced the events that took place in every room this evening. I think it would be wise if we return to the lounge and try to piece together what happened based on the evidence we have so far. Does everyone agree?
Yes,
Yes.
Before I leave you, I've got a few hints to help you along with your crime busting. All the guests were invited to dinner by Lord Grottelotterdosh. Dinner started at 7 p.m. After dinner, 9 p.m., everyone was to retire to the lounge after they'd seen to their various duties. There were 3 disagreements which took place in the house between 9 o'clock and 9:20 p.m. 2 of the disagreements took place almost simultaneously, but in different rooms. Lord Grottelotterdosh was discovered dead by misdemeanour at 9:30 p.m. His lordship was murdered sometime between 9:20 and 9:30 p.m. Although he doesn't know it, Professor C-Lever was the last person to see Lord Grottelotterdosh alive. That is, apart from the murder. When the body was discovered, all the guests were in the lounge, except Misdemeanour and Frau Pumpernickel, who was on her way from the kitchen. The police have been called, but the guests have chosen to try and unmask the murderer themselves. Professor C-Lever has requested that the body be covered, and no one is allowed near it until the police arrive. Due to this, any evidence on the body is unknown, including the method of murder. Character backgrounds will provide you with further clues. That's all the information you're going to get, I'm afraid. Now, just as the house guests are doing, I suggest you gather all of your information and work together to discover who done it. her in the inner room. She's good friends with Parson Snows, and she stated after dinner the guests were to retire to the lounge after attending to their duties. Parson Snows knew that Frau Pumpernickel would go straight to the kitchen to make the coffees, so he went to talk to her after dinner. However, he found her there. He never found her there, and so he passed through the hall to get his mail and returned to the lounge. He also stated that only the spanner was in the kitchen, but when the guests went to the room, both the spanner and the lead piping were there. Obviously, Frau Pumpernickel was in possession of the piping at the time he entered the kitchen. It was Parson Snows who overheard the argument between Lady Shippe and Miss Demeanour in the ballroom as he passed through the hall on his way back from the kitchen. After the argument, Miss Demeanour said she needed a drink, which we all heard on videotape number 1. She went to the kitchen, poured herself a glass of wine, which she drank, but did not run the taps. Then she left to return to the lounge. Frau Pumpernickel then returned to the kitchen, washed the blood off the lead piping, and began making the coffees. Within a few seconds, she heard Miss Demeanour scream. She came running from the kitchen, looking bewildered. After all, she was just making the coffees. And I can also tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, only one of you got it right. All I can say is, you are the weakest links.
More wine, Jenkins!
Certainly, my lord.
Be careful, man, you're spilling it!
Sorry, my lord.
Why are you so nervous tonight, Jenkins? That's the second mistake you've made. You had the fish knives in the wrong place.
It's nothing, my lord. I'm just not myself tonight.
Don't shout at Jenkins, darling.
I'm not shouting!
You are, dear. That's your age.
I'm not in my grave yet.
No, yeah.
Of course not, darling. He's a good many years yet. Hasn't done it, hasn't he?
What? Oh, sorry. Bit of a row went down the wrong way, yes. Yes, I was just saying to my wife this morning how well Lord Val looks.
You're the youngest 6-year-old I know, Lord Val.
I'm glad some think so. You bring a touch of spring to these occasions, Mavis.
I do believe you're blushing, Mavis.
It's the heat. It's almost as bad as the Congo.
It is damn hot in here. I'll get Jenkins to turn down the heat. Parlourmaid! Get Jenkins to turn the damn heat down.
But aren't you meant to live in a warm climate, Uncle, since you came back from the east without illness?
Everyone seems so concerned with my health, which is funny, as you're all, with the exception of Mavis, after my money. One day I'll surprise you all and have a son.
Sorry, my lady. It just slipped. I'm so sorry.
I wish you would shout, dear. She's dropped the sweets.
What's wrong with servants these days?
You've gone over it again, sir.
Now you've upset her. I'll have to go and comfort her. You just can't get good servants these days.
I say, dear, who's that fellow Smith?
I don't know, but I don't like the look of the fellow.
Yes, I'll have a son. He'll give you a good beating at golf, Alison, just like his father.
I must admit, you were too good for me, Uncle. 5 and 4 today, wasn't it?
4 and 3. If you're to inherit my merchant bank, you must have a better head for figures than that.
He's hoping the figures, Uncle.
I should say your figure's given up hope as well. So that food you stuffed down you. Could use that diamond necklace to help catch a man.
I should never tell her anything again!
She will. She knows about the diamond necklace in my will.
Now you've upset Cynthia as well. You really are trying.
don't have to try with Cynthia. No sense of humour, that woman. Anyway, I find you all boring. I'm going to the billiard room. Coming for a game, Smith.
I must apologise for my husband's rudeness.
It's all right, we know him.
I'm all right now! I think he's a bit overwrought. There must be something on his mind. You could be right. Who is the Smith he invited to dinner? He wouldn't tell me. She was talking to the fella in corners. Do you know him, Frederick?
I don't know him, but he looks like a cad and a bounder.
Quick, ladies of Val, come to the billiard room.
Come quickly, everybody, before I faint! Lord Val is dead!
His skull is smashed in. You killed him, Smith, you bounder. You've hit him with a billiard cue. We must get the police.
Oh, I suspected. Quick, Jenkins, Simone, smelling salts and all, sal volatile.
Say anything, my lord. I must get out of here, I'm done for.
You bounder, Smith.
You examine the wound closely. It is too deep to have been done by a billiard cue.
Whatever's caused it, you're the only one in the room with him.
I think it would be a good idea then if you to call the police. And a doctor too.
Me, by the Honourable Frederick Alison Treat, I arrest you for the wilful murder of Lord Val. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do say will be taken down in evidence and may be used against you.
I don't think so, Sergeant.
What do you mean?
Sergeant? My card.
Joshua Smith, 11 Albany Street, London, W1. Not the Joshua Smith,
The very same.
the world's greatest detective.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
You are too honest. Your record proves it. I expect you know who did this.
I think we'd better listen to the doctor's report.
It isn't murder at all. It's heart failure. He hit his head in the billiard table as he fell, I should say.
Have you ever heard of Belinda mutalis, Doctor?
I can't say I have.
A deadly African poison, which makes its victims look as if they had had a heart attack. Look at his fingernails with this magnifying glass.
They look yellowish. I think I once read about this. God, you're brilliant, Smith.
What should we do then, sir?
Dr. Val knew an attempt would be made on his life. That's why I'm here. I suggest we have to guess him, one by one.
Might I take the liberty of suggesting we see the butler first, sir? I apprehended him as he ran out the gate.
A good idea, Sergeant. Call the butler.
You wish to see me, sir?
What do you know of Belinda mutalis?
Nothing, sir.
Why were you so nervous at dinner?
I'd rather not say.
You have access to and serve the wines where the poison could have been.
I never let him in. Before God, I didn't.
You're an ex-convict, aren't you?
How did you know that?
By the way you walk. Lord de Val knew your secret and threatened to expose you if you left his service.
Shall I arrest him, sir?
I think not, Sergeant. Call the butler, mate. He threatened to expose you. He wanted an heir.
No! Shall I arrest her, sir?
I think that would be a little hasty, Sergeant. Call in Mr. Ponsonby Jones and Lady de Val.
Two together, sir, in a murder inquiry.
You'll see my reasoning, Sergeant. I'll be blunt, Lady de Val. You were never happily married to a man 20 years your senior. You killed him to be free.
I deny it. I was not in the room either.
On the first point, Lord de Val was poisoned. On the second, why did you spend weekends at Brighton with Mr. Ponsonby Jones?
You can get our secrets out, Marco.
Shall I arrest him, sir?
I think not, Sergeant. We'll call in Miss Alison Tree. I'll be blunt, Miss Alison Tree. Lord DeVal was consistently rude about your looks. He did not stand unattractive women. That, and regarding the head issues to inherit, gave you good reason to murder him as you sat near him at dinner. She has not the courage to murder Sergeant. You can see it in her behaviour.
Damn confounded cheat. Why should I want to poison my uncle?
Poison? Who mentioned poison?
Yes, who did?
The butler told me.
I'll be blunt with you as well. When you set up your eyebrows with gambling, the bank you stand to inherit will pay them off.
How did you know that?
I have my contacts in the murky world of the gambler.
Shall I arrest him, sir?
I think not, Sergeant. He could know nothing of the poison. He has never left the country.
I'm baffled then, sir. You said he was the last suspect.
There is one more guest, Mrs. Alison Tree. Yet she's the only one without a motive.
I'm baffled, sir.
I think we'll have a ring, Sergeant. There is no need to cry, Mrs. Jones. I know you didn't want to kill him.
I can't help it.
You didn't want to kill him because you loved him.
I've told nobody. How did you know?
It's written in your eyes, Mrs. Jones. I say you didn't want to murder him, but unfortunately, you did, didn't you?
What do you mean, sir?
She put the poison in her husband's wine glass because she knew of his affair with Lady DeVal. But because the butler made such a mess of setting the table, Lord DeVal picked it up by mistake.
Oh, God!
Her remark about the Congo gave her away. I knew then that she'd been to Africa. Arrest the wretched woman, Sergeant.
Come down to the station, sir.
I'm afraid not. I had to catch a boat to New York. The police are baffled by a multi-murder case. Good night, Sergeant.
Good night, sir.
That's all. Just don't make no fuss. Well, I'm not connected for Oxfam, am I? Now keep your mouth shut until I tell you to open it, and we'll get along just fine. Now sit down. I said sit down. Better, now you stay just like that. Shut it! Upset me. I told you to be quiet. You can't be quiet. I have to make you quiet. You got that? Right. Takes care of the stars. Now for the main course. Where do you keep it?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real stuff. The jewels. All them lovely presents from Mummy. Here. You've got a safe here. Lady, I am not messing about. You've got a safe. Where? Okay. Perhaps this will make you a bit more talkative. I've used one of these toys before. They can leave a nasty mess without killing. Now where's the bloody safe? Oh, come on, I'm not here to admire your pictures. At last. Aladdin's cave. Open her up.
I can't.
Get on with it!
I can't. I don't know the combination. My husband.
Listen, lady, don't you mess me about, or you'll be walking with a limp for the rest of your life.
I'm telling you the truth.
Don't give me that. I'll bet it's packed with all of your goodies. You must know.
I don't. I swear I don't.
I'll tell you what. I'll count to 3. If you haven't opened it.
What? Kill me? Kill me? What good will that do you?
You.
Why don't you take what you've got and leave?
That junk is hardly worth leaving a telly for.
Well, that's all there is, I'm afraid.
Except, what's in there?
And neither of us can guess at it. You should have brought some dynamite.
Don't you get funny with me, lady. I'm warning you.
Listen, if I was to tell you there's nothing in that safe, would it make you feel any better?
Eh?
It's empty. Just a few of my husband's business papers.
Don't you mean that? You think I was born yesterday?
Up until last weekend, it was packed with what you call my goodies. But my husband took them to the bank only the other day. He was afraid of being burgled.
Oh, you're lying!
No, it's perfectly true. It's not my fault, is it? You should have come earlier.
Not half as sorry as you're gonna be, lady.
What do you mean?
Have a good laugh. We now check. Eh? Now we'll make some monkey out of me. Now we'll take me for a ride. See? You'd have a field day, won't you, telling all your Ponzi friends about me? Telling them how you got one up on the common little thief? Well, I've got news for you, lady. You're gonna be telling nobody nothing, see?
What?
They won't make some monkey out of me. Not laughing now, are you? Boots on the other foot now, isn't it?
What you going to do?
You better start saying your prayers like a good little girl.
You must be mad. No, take anything. I won't tell the police. I won't report it. Please, you can't kill me.
Well, make a monkey out of me and get away with it.
Please, no!
Bang, you're dead. Well, convincing.
Yes, very. You have to be quite so rough, though, darling. I think you dislocated my shoulder.
Authenticity, my love. It's what's called living the part.
Well, it's a good job. We're only staging a burglary. That's all I can say. Not a rape. For goodness knows how I would have ended up.
Flat on your back, I As usual.
Oh, very funny.
What did you think of the burglar accent, darling? Was it all right?
I don't know. What sort of an accent does a burglar have?
Oh, darling.
But it didn't sound a bit like you, and that's the main thing.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm no stranger to either of them, don't forget. If they should suspect it's me, then, well, we're well and truly in the excreta.
Now, don't forget, Belinda's honour is shining. It was fine. Would have called me if I hadn't been expecting. Good. Very good. A real piece of character acting. Really eat your heart out for Lawrence. It was a very rewarding dress.
You weren't so bad yourself. We make a damn fine team, don't we?
We most certainly do. Always the one.
Of course, it won't be quite as easy when I'm actually talking to Theo. We don't know precisely how he's going to react.
Going by the beloved husband, there'll only be one reaction. Absolute.
What about this secretary of his? She may be the original, returned unopened, but she's certainly nobody's fool.
Quite the reverse, in fact. Miss Amelia Tripp is a very intelligent woman. She knows more about Theo's business affairs than he does himself. That's the only reason he keeps the old Frau apart. Certainly isn't anything else. Sex doesn't raise its ugly head in the face existence in the media, too. Her father was a bishop, and her brother is a vicar. With that kind of background, she has a head full of morals and a bench of sheep. The only thing going with this trip is a very generous helping of respectability. No one would doubt her
he was letting himself in for, did he, when he invited her here tonight? Little did he know it would set your devious brain working overtime.
Poor dear. He's not waiting to be invited to witness his own murder. Really, it's quite hard. Poor dear.
I hope it all goes as smoothly as you planned it, Lydia.
Of course it will, darling. Trust Lydia.
Have we time?
Oh, yes, they won't be here for another 20 minutes or so.
This little thing you're always wearing tonight, you could buy it especially.
Do you like it?
Yes. Why don't you take it right?
No, Marcus. We may have time for a little drink, but not for reflection.
Tell me a better way of spending the next 20 minutes.
Marcus, this is supposed to be serious tonight.
Says I'm not.
What do you think of that at a time like this?
Very easily, darling.
Oh, you heartless swine. Here we are about to kill my husband.
Thank you very much.
What's the matter?
Well, it's the way you said it, isn't it? Kill my husband. Kill. Kill it. It's so very final, isn't it?
I sincerely hope so.
I don't think I can go through with this, Lydia. Why didn't we just divorce him like any other unfaithful wife?
And say goodbye to all his lovely money. Oh, no. Not unless you're prepared to keep me in the manner to which I've become accustomed. You can't back out now, Marcus. One little back, and it will all be over, as the actress said in the show.
Yes, I'm right. I'm just a bit nervy, that's all. Sorry.
And I know how we can spend the next 20 minutes, other than the way you suggested. We'll go through the whole plan for tonight once more.
Oh, no, do we have to? I know it backwards.
Yes. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Curtain up. See this way. I am discovered waiting. Enter my husband, Fiancee. He is accompanied by his very private secretary, Miss Amie Tripp. It is the said Miss Tripp's birthday, and her very thoughtful employer has invited us to his home for a quite important party. We have drinkies, and wish the prim Miss Tripp a happy birthday. Cheers. A little more boring conversation follows, blah, blah, blah. I say, my, how hot it is in here, and open the garden door, letting in the fragrant cool night air.
And also allowing yours truly, who has hitherto been concealed in the shrubbery, to hear his cue line, which is...
Me saying to Miss Tripp, how is your brother?
On hearing which I enter, playing the poor man's rattles and wearing a kinky headgear.
I scream rather dramatically.
I order everyone to be quiet and not to make a move. I then proceed to fill my swag bag with silver. And then I growl, "Where's your bleeding safe?"
At which the man of the house, to give him the benefit of the doubt, will point yonder.
And I, not very politely, will ask him to open said safe.
Here, husband will hesitate, as in all matters concerning money.
I pull out trusty pistol and threaten him with safe.
Again, I scream rather dramatically.
I push husband to safe and demand it be opened unto me or else.
Husband opens safe to reveal
Nothing. At which I, in the role of burglar, become demented, accuse husband of extracting me urine. No one makes a monkey out of me, etc., etc. I aim gun at husband and tell him to say his prayers.
And once again, I scream dramatically, and then turn in an Oscar-winning performance of a hysterical wife pleading for her husband's life.
But I, the bloodlust throbbing through my veins, am blind to such entreaties. I had to pull the trigger, and
what?
And I shoot him. Bang.
Then what? Come on, I thought you said you knew it backwards.
I run for it.
Naturally, I'm beside myself with grief, a heart-rending sight, incapable of anything save tears and hysteria. At this, the trusty Miss Tripp will take charge of the situation. She will open the phone, please, and tell them that a terrible robber has entered the house and fears being shot again. Perfect, exactly.
Interval, let's get to the bar before we rush.
Wait until we come round to the front of the house, then... Right. Now, off you go. And don't forget to come in when I say, how is your brother?
My dear Miss Trim, how lovely it is to see you again. Good evening, Mrs. Spink. So kind of you and Mr. Spink to invite me here this evening. Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you so much.
Darling,
Oh, darling.
bet we gave you a surprise.
Surprise?
Yes, we're here earlier than I said.
Are you really? I haven't noticed.
Yes, thought we'd leave the office half an hour earlier, didn't we, Miss Trim? Give the birthday girl a bit more time to get herself prettied up.
She needs a week. Are you all right then? Yes, thank you. The couch is much more comfortable. No, I prefer a hard chair. It's better for the spine, you know. Really? Oh, yes.
Well then, how about some drinks? Sherry is your tipple, if my memory serves me correctly, Miss Trim.
Yes, just a small one, please.
Right, sweet or dry?
Oh, dry, please. It would be.
What was that, darling?
Oh, I said the same thing.
Right, 2 dry sherries coming up pronto. Ha ha ha!
I'm so sorry. You, no, please, no, I said, well, I was about to say, what a very charming room this is. You like it? Oh, yes. It's so very stylish.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
I understand from Mr. Spink that you helped with the decorating yourself.
Yes, I did. I hung that picture over there.
Decorating is such fun, isn't it? I always do my little flat myself, personally. I never have men in, or anything like that, you know.
Oh, you don't.
Ceilings are a problem, though, aren't they? But I manage very well with a roller on the end of a pole.
What kind of terms you are?
I beg your pardon.
Nothing.
I expect you have men in, don't you, Mrs. Spink? What? For your ceilings.
Oh, yes.
Who's been here tonight, darling?
What? No, I just had 2 different drinks, that's all.
Don't smell like brandy to me. You...
Talking of drinks, have you put ours yet?
Ah, yes. Here they are. Now, don't drink yet. Wait for me. I've got something to say. Here's to you, Miss Trim, the most efficient secretary in the world. My right arm and my lifesaver. Happy birthday, Miss Trim, and many more of them. Happy birthday. Speech, speech.
Oh, no, I really couldn't. No, I couldn't.
No, come on, no backsliding. We'll have a speech from the birthday gal.
Oh, very well then. I would just like to say once again how very kind it was of you to invite me here this evening. Most kind and thoughtful. It was a wonderful surprise. I had no idea how you managed to find out it was my birthday today.
Just let's say a good employer gets to know these little things.
It was most kind and thoughtful.
Our pleasure, wasn't it, darling?
Yes, darling.
Just let's say it was my way of showing my appreciation for all your hard work over the past year. don't know how I would have managed without you.
Mr. Smith.
Come along now, Miss Trim, drink up. You'll never get tipsy at this rate, you know.
No more for me. Thank you. No more.
No more? This is a part of your honour. Come on, let me pop you up a little.
No, really, no more, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, just sing out if you should change your mind.
Thank you.
Well, this is pleasant. Lydia, darling. Anything the matter? Darling?
Oh, it's hot in here, isn't it? Don't you think it's hot?
Can't say I've noticed. What say you, Miss Trim?
No, I'm fine. Very comfortable, thank you.
I thought I might just open the garden door and let a little air in.
Don't think we want it open, thank you, darling. Why don't you come and have a nice sit and a chit-chat with Miss Trim? Are you sure you wouldn't like another drink?
No, thank you.
Perhaps you'd like something else.
No, thank you very much. No.
If you are feeling that warm, perhaps you had better open that door, darling.
Oh, the door? Oh, yes. Only if Miss Trim doesn't mind.
Oh, no. Carry on.
How is your brother?
Oh, he's a little better, thank you.
Not related to illness, I hope.
Well, not entirely. He's not a young man anymore, you know, and the parish makes such demands of him. But he fights the good fight.
I'm sure he does.
It was his bells that got the illness, you know.
Yes, very painful.
Oh, he worried and worried over them, gave him many sleepless nights until in the end he had a complete nervous breakdown. It was a great relief when he had the free hung. But still,
Nothing the matter, darling.
Matter?
You fit seem miles away.
Did I? I'm sorry.
Yes, you do.
I was listening. Miss Trim was telling us about her brother's spells and how he got relief when he had them rehung, right?
yes, that's right.
So, how is your brother?
Oh, now, come on, you must have been miles away, darling. I just asked Miss Trim that.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Anyway, Miss Trim. Yes? How is your brother?
Don't make no fuss any of it, that's all, just don't make no fuss.
I say.
You'll say nothing here. You'll keep your mouth shut until I tell you to open it, you got that?
No.
Goes for you and all, sexy, shut it!
No, Lydia, you can't.
Are you deaf or something, Bush? I told you to be quiet!
Come on.
Hand it over.
What?
What do you think? Your library tickets? Your wallet?
Bloody hell, don't believe in flashing the cash, do you? What else you got?
Fag case. Yeah, you always carry fag cases, don't you?
What did I take? Huh. Well, up as well, very cool.
Yeah. I know what I'd like from you, gorgeous. But I ain't got the time now, so I'll settle for that thing round your neck instead. Hand it over. Now, you see, the way you're holding that bag, Rand, means you must have something worth licking. Hand it over.
Bloody hell, Gran, you going camping?
Right, takes care of the small goods, now for the real stuff. A place like this must have one of them nice little war stations around somewhere. Where is it? Look, Mus, I ain't got all night! Where is your safe? Well, then let's have a butcher's. Yeah, very pretty, but it's the inside I'm interested in. Open her up.
It's empty.
Don't give me that.
I'm telling you the truth. It's empty.
It won't do you no good messing me about. You better tell him to open up first, lady.
Do as he says, darling.
Yeah, darling. Do as he says.
Very well.
It's empty. Nothing there! You lousy, rotten, you dirty rotten. Having a good laugh at me now, aren't you? Ain't never going to stop laughing at me, are you? Hey, never going to stop telling your friends about me, are you? Well, I've got news for you, mister. You ain't never going to be telling nobody nothing, see? No one takes me for a ride. No one takes a monkey out of me. I'm going to kill you, mister. Hey, don't give me anything. I might take it. But when it ain't there for the taking, I feel hurt. It's me pride, see? I feel hurt now. But I'm going to feel a lot better when you're pushing up the daisies.
You can't kill me. I'll give you anything.
Oh, yes, I can. No! With the greatest of pleasure. No!
Lydia! Dad! Dad! Lydia! 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 Stupid time to faint. Come on, pull yourself together. Come on, pull yourself together. What do you want to? Come on!
What's happened?
She saw a drop like Brian Rix's trousers. She's out cold. She'll probably be like it for hours.
Trust you to pick someone with a weak stomach.
Be fair. When I invited her here originally, I didn't know what she was going to be asked to do now, did I?
Well,
my original intentions were innocent and friendly.
Well, doesn't really matter. She saw everything she's supposed to see, and that's the main thing.
True.
I hope she hasn't just fainted.
She's well and truly had it, thanks to you. Right through the ticker, wouldn't he, Judge?
Couldn't very well miss at that range, could I?
Well, wasn't she at least so close together? Hell, what are you doing here anyway? You should be miles away by now. I just didn't know the old trim was going to fake out.
I only waited to hear the end of the story. I waited outside. Waited till I heard the trim call the police. That was signifying everything had gone according to plan. When I didn't hear anything, naturally, I realised something had gone wrong, so I came back in. You'll have to call the police yourself now.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you better hurry up and get on with it then. Time of death and all that, you know.
Yes, I'll do it right away. But
Poor Lydia. I slept certainly turned the tables on her, didn't I?
You most certainly did. What an evil, conniving little mind she had. She who plays with fire gets burnt, especially for fires of her own kindling. If it hadn't been for you cared more for me than you for her.
Hurry up and call the police.
Okay, I'll do it now. You shut up. I don't want you around if the Sleeping Beauty should decide to wake up.
I'll go just as soon as you've called them.
I hadn't expected them to do this. Police! My wife's been killed. Shot. A man broke in. What? A spink. Theo spink. S-P-I-N-K. The Pines Christie Close. Yes. What? For God's sake, hurry up!
Well done.
Not bad for a pickup stuff, eh?
Just keep it up when the police arrive. Now, mustache. Give me a call when the coast is clear. Bye for now.
Just one moment, Mr. Howard.
You fainted.
Oh, no, I didn't. Blood has never had that effect on me. In fact, I've never fainted for any reason.
What the hell is going on?
What indeed, Mr. Howard?
If you didn't faint, you heard that.
Well, yes, I heard it. And you know how I know. It was when you took my handbags. I recognized the ring on the little finger of your right hand. It's a very distinctive ring. I first saw it when you came to the office 3 weeks ago to see Mr. Smith. You really should have worn gloves, you know. A real burglar would have. Fingerprints, you know.
Oh, God, yes.
Apart from that little mistake, your performance was truly remarkable. You disguised your voice extremely well. Excellent performance.
May I be as bold as to ask this? What the bloody hell you're up to?
And it's been possible because I know the police are on their way.
Oh, yes.
And when they arrive, I will tell them exactly what you want me to tell them. A burglar broke in and shot poor Mrs. Spink. I will tell them that on one condition.
How much?
Oh, it's not a question of money, Mr. Spink. It's a question of marriage.
Marriage?
Yes! I want you to marry me, Mr. Spink.
What?
Not at once, of course. We have to wait a little time after poor Mrs. Spink has been laid to rest.
Go to hell, I'm not marrying you!
But I'm afraid you have no choice, Mr. Spink, if you and Mr. Howard want to escape a murder charge.
What are we going to do, Marcus?
There's nothing she can do. It'll be your word against hers.
Right. There!
Yes, that is so. The police may believe you. It is your word against mine. But whatever your decision, I advise you to make it as quickly as possible because the police will be here at any moment.
I'm sorry, Marcus.
I quite understand.
Do I take it that you accept my proposal in marriage, Mr. Spink?
Yes, damn you.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
We can still see each other.
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. It would never do for the daughter of a bishop to have a husband who was, well, you know, that way inclined. to, shake hands, or whatever it is you do. Say goodbye. Have you finished?
Yes.